Hello and welcome to EFA Education for All. Today in demo lecture we are going to discuss one of the most important topics in English grammar, which is voice, active voice and passive voice. In various classes you come across this question and you might wonder how to deal with this question in the easiest possible way. What is voice? Actually, in English language, we have various modes of communication. If I say I eat an apple, one might wonder why should I say an apple should be eaten by me? If I can hold my ear from this side, why should I go all the way around to hold it? Well, to answer this question, I'll quote two examples. Number one, a lion killed a deer. This is active voice sentence where the subject or the performer of action, it is also called semantic agent, performs the action of killing. And who receives the action? A deer, which is called semantic patient or object or receiver of action. So if we move this object to the subject position and this subject to the object position, we have to make certain changes in the sentence. A deer was killed by a lion. So suddenly you see that the performer of action has been moved to the end of the sentence and the object of action has shifted to the beginning of the sentence. So this is clearly a passive voice sentence. Second point to remember about passive construction is that we always use V3 or past participle form of the main verb. Now, why do we use passive voice? If we can do with active voice in our daily life, why do we use passive construction? So the answer is that if you look at a newspaper, on the front page you see the headlines, the most important bits and pieces of news are on the first page of a newspaper. So as you go through different pages of the newspaper, the priority goes from the most significant or most important or the breaking news to the least important. What if a news on the last page of a newspaper suddenly becomes a breaking news? You have to bring it from the last page to the front. Now consider a sentence like a newspaper. The beginning of a sentence is the first page of the newspaper. The most important bit lies here. So in this sentence, consider this example. A priest robbed a bank. Now you see, robbing a bank is a usual crime. I mean, you every day you hear about it. You hear in the news, you read in the newspaper that a bank was robbed. So this is nothing unusual. What is unusual about this, important about this news is that a priest did it. A priest, everybody knows, for Christians, he is a religious figure. So a priest, if robs a bank, it becomes a news. So the most important bit goes in the beginning of the sentence. Now, what if suddenly a bank becomes more important than the robber? So we have to bring it to the front of the newspaper, of the sentence. So consider the second example. The Bank of America was robbed by a beggar. Now you see, a beggar is a layman, a common man, an ordinary person. So this is not important. What is important? The Bank of America. Everybody knows that it is the most secure building in the world, one of the most secure buildings in the world. So if it gets robbed, especially by a beggar, it is a big news. Now the Bank of America is most important bit, therefore it goes on the front. So we have used passive construction to swap the information from end to the beginning of the sentence. Now, why is it important to know or to identify the main verb or the important action in the sentence to change the sentence from active to passive voice? You remember the basic construction of a simple sentence in English language, which is SVO, meaning subject, verb, object. An ideal English sentence consists of these three ingredients: subject, verb, and object. Now, when we change a sentence from active to passive voice, we bring about certain changes in the construction or the structure of the sentence. What happens? By default, subject goes to the position of object and we add preposition of agent before it. Object moves to the position of the subject, and any form of verb in active voice changes to V3. V3 means past participle form of the verb, or which commonly known as third form of the verb. And before this V3, we have to add or provide a helping verb. Now, I have put a question mark under this helping verb. It means that all the other changes are by default. You have to change them. You have to make them. You have to remember which helping verb to go before the past participle form of the verb. And it all depends on the tense of this sentence. If the verb, for example, is in present tense, we add is, am, are. If it is in simple past, we add was, were, and so on. So, the most important bit to remember or to be clear about is which helping verb you have to add before V3 depending on which tense. Now, this verb is very important in this structure or this syntax because it all depends on this verb, whether a sentence should be changed into passive construction, whether it should be passivized or not. It all depends on the verb type. So which types are these? We discuss in a bit. Now it is important to identify whether the verb in active voice sentence or a sentence given to you as a question or as a challenge. Identify the form of the verb, whether it is transitive or intransitive. What are these? Now, verbs can either be transitive or intransitive. A transitive verb, consider this example. He cut his finger with a knife, for example. Now, if I end this sentence after the main verb, he cut, full stop, what question comes to your mind? The question which comes to your mind is, can be or might be, he cut what or whom in some cases. And to answer these two questions, we can provide a word or a phrase. It means that we require a word or a phrase here after this verb to receive the action of this main verb. Now, the word or phrase which answers the question what or whom is always the receiver of action or semantic patient or the object. So in this sentence, he cut what? His finger, a tree, an apple, a tree, his finger. All these phrases answer the question what? Therefore, they are the receiver of action. So the verb cut here is VT, transitive verb. He cut his finger with a knife. You might be thinking that why I haven't written he cuts his finger. The reason is that the past form of cut is also cut. This is one of those verbs. So he cut his finger with a knife yesterday. Probably is clear to you now. Now we come to the second type, which is intransitive. He sleeps early. Now if I end the sentence after the main verb, he sleeps, what question comes to your mind? He sleeps where? When? How? Why? But what and whom are two questions which do not come to your mind after ending the sentence after main verb. So he sleeps, what or whom? Not possible. These two questions don't come to your mind. The common questions which appear in your mind are he sleeps where? In his bed. He sleeps when? He sleeps early, late at night. So it means that the word or phrases phrases which follow this main verb are not actually the receiver of action. They can be adverb, they can be adverbials, but they cannot be, these word or phrases cannot be object or receiver of action. So the main verb sleeps here does not require an object to receive its action. It is complete without an object. Therefore, we call it VI, intransitive verb. Now, if in a sentence we have a transitive verb, it means we have the full basic structure SVO. So we can change the sentence to passive construction. If we have intransitive verb, as in this case he sleeps early, we don't have an object, it means we will have a blank in passive construction in the place of a subject. We don't have a subject in passive construction if we don't have an object in the active construction. So if the verb is intransitive, we do not change that sentence into passive construction. Now, John paints his car. Paints is a transitive verb. Therefore, we can change this sentence into passive construction. His car is painted by John. Now, I have written one more example here. A man was killed in broad daylight. This is already a passivized sentence. And the purpose is to tell you that passive construction is required on daily basis. Every day in everyday life, we use passive construction without even knowing it, especially in offices. The report must be submitted by the end of the day. Passive construction. You are required to deposit your fee by the end of this month. Passive construction. A man was killed in broad daylight. Passive construction. By unknown people is something we don't add to the sentence because it becomes irrelevant. Now, at the end, I leave a challenge for my viewers. There is a sentence, I know him. See if you can change it into passive. See you next time.